Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Matthew, and today we're going to be doing a bit of another different type of video. We're going to be bringing back this old guy, that's right. This is the Nintendo 3DS XL. Oh my gosh, this thing is so nostalgic to me. I got this thing 8 years ago. 8! That is a long time for literally any console, especially. Like, I used to play this thing like there was no frickin' tomorrow. Like, every chance I would get, every day that passed by, you could guarantee I brought this with me. I even, snuck it to school once. Like, we were at an assembly and I decided to take it out of my pocket and just go, and I just started gaming. Like, no one, I didn't care. And because, it was technically, I think, there was, a phone policy, no one ever said anything about portable game systems. So I brought it and, yeah. Well, I think phones were allowed. They just weren't out allowed during the assembly, and I was just that sort of thing. But today, we're going to be pitting this up against the new Nintendo 3DS XL, which I'm just saying it's not really new anymore. It's it's only a few years old, but it's still, that's just what it's called. It's the new 3DS XL, and we're going to be putting it up against the old Nintendo 3DS XL. Now, I'm not going to go in depth with all the microchip stuff and saying what kind of RAM or processor chip these things use, what the graphic capabilities are, what the resolution of, oh my gosh, look at pixel number 4373. No, I'm not going to go like that. I'm not going to talk about width. I'm just talking about overall which one do I personally think is the better experience and the better buy. Now, first up, let's talk about price. Now, I actually don't know how expensive a 3DS is, but I can definitely tell you if you want a much more cheaper 3DS, neither of these are actually your option. Your option is actually the 2DSs. The 2DS and the new Nintendo 2DS XL. What happened to 2DS XL and new Nintendo 2DS? They completely skipped two consoles. But with that being said, let's just talk about these two. So, first up, since I've had years of playing both, let's just start off with the similarities and differences. The overall build of the two consoles is very much the same, because we have the bigger screen at the top, the touch screen at the bottom. Like, keep in mind, the top screen displays the 3D and the bottom screen is the touch screen, and both of them have a circle pad to the left, a D-pad to the bottom left, the A, B, X, and Y buttons to the right, and the home button at the bottom, along with the L and R buttons towards the shoulder, or the shoulder buttons. That being said, also they both share dual cameras at the the back, and singular cameras at the front. Also, different speakers as well. And of course, with the 3D to the right. So that's basically what the similarities are, as well they can fold. So what seems to be the differences? Well, the old one, which we're going to talk about the old one first, has the start and select buttons right here. It also kind of shares, they're kind of similar in place. They're a bit different. The start and select buttons right there. The mic buttons a bit right here. We have two LEDs for powering up, and for a plug-in, let's see, we have kind of not really much when it comes to buttons on this side, just A, B, X, and Y. And we do not have any other kind of shoulder buttons right here. The game cartridge is right up here. The stylus is right here, and it's also very long. We have the SD card, which my SD card is long gone. It's with another 3DS that was sold by my sister. Basically, she had a 3DS. I borrowed my SD card, and then, when my SD card, or how do I say this? When my SD card was brought back to me, I put that SD card inside this one, and then transferred all the data to the new one, and then that SD card basically served no purpose to me anymore, so I just kind of gave it to my sister. She played it for a bit, and then sold it to her 3DS along with the SD card to someone else. So that means someone out there has my SD card. Give it back. I'm kidding. But yeah, with that being said, the things that are different about this one is that this one has the volume right here as opposed to the volume stick being right here. So it's actually quite different in that sort of sense. Let's see. There's a C stick, which is about the size of a nipple. We have a bit of a finger groove that I guess you can kind of dig your finger into, which now that I said nipple, that kind of cements itself for a joke. My gosh. We have I think no, I think that's the battery. Is it the battery? Actually, I think this is for Street Pass notifications, if I do remember. That's for that. The stylus itself is actually a lot smaller. Yeah, new. Actually, no, it's not all that smaller. They probably just like shaved it a little bit. Oh yeah, that is world of difference right there. And let's see. The A, B, X, and Y buttons I like on this one more because they're like colored. Oh hey, you can actually see my reflection. You can. The game cartridge is down here, which I actually have Super Smash Brothers for the Nintendo 3DS. The headphone jack is down here as opposed to the headphone jack being down here to the left. And let's see, the power button is actually a small little button right here as opposed to being on the front face right here, which I think is actually better for it to be enclosed, protected, away from the elements. It's because if you drop your 3DS and it hits like a jagged surface somehow landing on right here, it's not going to damage anything. Well, it's going to be damaged, but it's not going to do much. But like, you do it like with here, and then you close it, and then boom, you turn it turns on. So like, realistically, which one is really better? I think the old one has the advantage. But I think the biggest advantage that the older one has against the newer one is the place of the SD card. This is all you have to do to access it. With this, you actually have to get in here and unscrew two little tiny little screws. You can kind of see them right there and there. And, you have to unscrew them and stuff. And also the AC adapter's up there, which I think is a nice touch. And it's a micro SD card as opposed to just being it regular. So, I mean, hey, that's honestly all fine. I'm down for that. But I don't imagine them being able to use a full-size SD card with all the things they compact in this thing, like better processing power, face tracking 3D, and even amiibo support, which when I first heard about that, I was blown away. Because literally the year before, I bought a big amiibo, kind of like a big nub, I forget what it is, just like some sort of transferring thing that reads it through right here, which is a little bit of a NFC reader, I think. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't know what these things are. Hold on, actually. No. Yeah, I never actually knew what these things were. I was trying to like remember what they were for. I think I tried to stick like a keychain in there once. Didn't really